HR AI demo starts the same way. You have 200 applicants. Let AI screen them. But what if you have 0? That's the reality for every small team I build for. The pipeline is empty, and no ATS on earth fixes an empty pipeline. If you're a founder trying to hire without paying $600 a month for a LinkedIn recruiter seat, I'll show you the sourcing agent Monday won't demo, the one that scrapes, enriches, and scores 47 real candidates for 89 cents. By the end, you'll have the exact N8N workflow. I'm Lazar. I ship these for clients weekly. Let's start where every vendor skips. Here's the lie every HR automation ad tells you. They open with a screen full of 200 applicants and say, watch our AI screen them in seconds. Cool demo. Useless for a 6-person company. Because if you're running a small team, your problem isn't 200 applicants. Your problem is you posted the job 3 weeks ago and you have 4 applicants. 2 are spam, 1 ghosted, and 1 wants triple the budget. The bottleneck for small teams is not screening. It's sourcing. It's filling an empty pipeline. And that's the exact step every HR AI vendor skips in the demo. Because sourcing is hard. It's messy. It touches LinkedIn's terms of service. It needs real data enrichment, and it doesn't fit in a clean product screenshot. So they show you the middle of the funnel and hope you don't notice the top is empty. I built the top of the funnel. One client, 6 people, was paying $600 a month for a LinkedIn recruiter seat that one person barely used. We replaced it with an N8N workflow that pulls 47 qualified profiles, enriches them with verified emails, scores each one against a rubric built from the job description, and drops the whole thing into a Google Sheet ready for outreach. Total cost per run, 89 cents in API fees. Total time, 22 minutes, unattended. Let me show you the 5 nodes. Node 1 is the trigger and the search string builder. The recruiter drops a job description into a form. That JD goes to Claude with a prompt that says, extract the ideal candidate's current title, seniority, 3 must-have skills, location radius, and 2 disqualifiers. Claude returns a JSON object. That object becomes the search string for the next node. This step matters because most people write LinkedIn searches by hand and get 4,000 garbage results. A JD-derived search string gets you 60 to 80 actually relevant profiles. Node 2 is Apify. I use their LinkedIn Sales Navigator scraper. You pass in the search string, set a limit of 50 results, and it returns profile URLs, names, current titles, companies, and locations. Cost for 50 profiles is around 12 cents. This is the node Monday will never build, because scraping LinkedIn is a gray zone move and public companies won't touch it. Small teams building their own tooling absolutely can and do. Node 3 is enrichment. The Apify output gives you a profile but no email. So I pipe each profile through Apollo's People Match endpoint. You send in the name, company, and LinkedIn URL, and Apollo returns a verified work email, direct phone if available, and the person's current role confirmed against their database. Apollo is roughly a cent per successful match, for 47 profiles that landed at about 38 cents. Now you have a name, a role, a company, and an email. That's a lead. Node 4 is the scoring step, and this is where Claude earns its keep. For each enriched profile, I send Claude the original job description, the candidate's public profile summary, and a rubric prompt. The rubric has 5 criteria, each scored 0 to 2. Relevant experience, seniority match, skill overlap, location or remote fit, and a red flag check for job hoppers or obvious mismatches. Claude returns a score out of 10 and a 2-sentence reasoning for each candidate. This runs in parallel across all 47 profiles using N8N's split in batches node. Total Claude cost for 47 scorings using Haiku, about 31 cents. Sonnet if you want deeper reasoning. That pushes you to maybe $1.50. Still nothing compared to a recruiter seat. Node 5 is the output. Everything gets written to a Google Sheet with columns for name, title, company, email, score, reasoning, and a pre-drafted outreach email that Claude writes in the same call, personalized to one specific detail from their profile. The recruiter opens the sheet, sorts by score descending, and sends the top 15 emails. That's it. That's the whole workflow. Let me show you the run. I trigger it with a JD for a mid-level back-end engineer. 22 minutes later, the sheet has 47 rows. Top score is a 9. Someone currently at a competitor with the exact stack we need. Reasoning column explains why. Email column has a draft mentioning a specific open source project from their GitHub. Total cost logged, 89 cents. Compare that to $600 a month for a seat that requires a human to do the exact same clicking. And the honest limitation, because I don't sell fantasy, Apify scrapes break when LinkedIn changes their DOM, roughly every 2 to 3 months. You need someone who can update the selector. Apollo enrichment hits about 70% match rate, so 47 out of 50 scraped becomes 47 enriched, not 50. And Claude will occasionally score a bad fit as a 7 if the JD is vague, which is why the rubric prompt matters more than the model. This is a tool for teams who want to own their sourcing, not a set-and-forget miracle. But for 89 cents a run versus 600 a month plus a human's time, the math is not close. If you want the N8NJ song, the JD to rubric prompt, and the exact Apollo and Apify configs, they're on BizflowAI.io, along with the other client workflows we ship. While you're here, hit subscribe and ring the bell. The next breakdown is the outreach agent that takes this same sheet and books first calls automatically, and you don't want to miss it. And if you've got an empty pipeline and a hiring goal you're behind on, book a free 30-minute discovery call at BizflowAI.io. I'll tell you honestly whether this workflow fits your role or whether you need something different.